Hey, good evening ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hashtasha and today I got a better than wolves tutorial for you for this auto turntable, which is pretty small. It's 3x4x4, that's one upside. It's very light on resources, another upside. And it also has a couple of downsides. First and foremost, it doesn't auto collect clay or clay balls that spit out. Second of all, it can create junk items, and third of all, it doesn't have an auto stop, which is the main reason why it might create junk items. But in theory, it's 100% reliable. There are some rare exceptions though. So the way this works is we have a control block dispenser here, which has 7 items in it, one of which is a piece of redstone. So depending on what we want to create here, we have to have a different amount of items in this. So 7 creates molds. Let's create crucibles because it's fast. We need 2 items in here. Then to start it up, you place your piece of clay in here. And the left dispenser is where you want your storage clay. So create crucibles. And create another crucible and keep on creating crucibles. 100% of the time. So because this doesn't have an auto stop, the only way to stop it basically is to destroy this block, which is the reason why it might create junk items, because when you destroy this block dispenser ends out of sync. For example, there's a piece of redstone here now. When we place this to start it up again, it will create one clay and not a crucible for the first item. But now it creates crucibles 100% of the time. So it basically gets back into sync automatically. So that's a downside, but it's fine. Also, there's a rare exception with some blocks. And there it just started creating a new item because I was a tad bit too late to destroy this, but that's fine. So there's one exception where it also can create the junk items. That is when you're making vases. Because the timing on the vases here is very tight, there's not any room for error. So when you place your piece of clay here to start it up, and you place it right before this turntable turns, it will only send one block update to the block dispenser. One update from placing the clay, but the turntable turning will not send another block update to the block dispenser because it just isn't fast enough. So it will only send one update. And then it will create an extra urn instead of a vase as the first item. So those are the exceptions. Also, another downside is you cannot let this run out of clay, because if you do, this block dispenser will dispense pottery and it will create junk items until it destroyed an item completely. So if you're making urns, it's not too bad because it will create one mold and then destroy that mold. But if you're making crucibles, it will dispense a crucible from here, make a planter, dispense a planter from here, make something else, dispense a crucible from here, make a planter, dispense a planter from here, make an urn, and so on, basically until it ends up at molds and destroys one mold. So don't let this run out of clay. Anyways, let's get on with the tutorial. So you're not going to need much. You're going to need 7 pieces of redstone, 3 repeaters, 1 torch, 1 lever, 1 body block, 4 block dispensers, 1 turntable, 12 conductive building blocks, and 6 random blocks that do not conduct power that can be placed by a block dispenser, and 5 random blocks that do not conduct power that can be placed by a block dispenser. Also, you're obviously going to need a bunch of clay and a way to power your turntable. Alright, you want to start off by placing your turntable somewhere where it has power. Then you want to place 2 of the block dispensers facing the turntable. And 1 additional block dispenser back here facing downwards. Then you want to follow up by placing 2 blocks like so and 1 block here. And put your last block dispenser like so, facing upwards. Repeater here on 4 ticks, lever here, power it, important. And put 6 of your random items that do not conduct power into this block dispenser. Plus 1 piece of redstone. And the rest of your non-conductive items into this one, plus 1 piece of redstone. Place a block in front of the repeater and a torch on top and a block on top of that and place the rest of your blocks like so. The rest of your repeaters like so, both on one tick, and the rest of your redstone like so. Then you only need this thing, which is a buddy block, and you are done. Now you want to fill this up with clay, decide on what you want to create. Let's create vases, which is 5 items in here, and you need 1 piece of clay to kickstart it. Place it and it will create vases. Although, as I said, the first one it might create is an urn if you create vases. So that's pretty much about it. Enjoy the build. And I might see you again next time, hopefully. Also, if you want more clay balls back at the front here, you can place blocks like so, so, and so. And now about 90% of the clay balls will spit out at the front. In case you haven't noticed, placing the blocks updated the buddy block here, which is the reason why it started again. But maybe we can see here that most of the clay balls drop out at the front. Maybe also we can't. Some of them also end up down here, obviously. Anyways, let's check on our vases. Creates vases. So, last but not least, here's the list for how many items you need in the control block dispenser. So 2 makes crucibles, 3 makes planters, 4 makes planters but slower, 5 makes vases, 6 makes urns, 7 makes molds. And this run out of sync because I updated this block dispenser weirdly. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. Enjoy it, have a good day and take care. Bye bye.